Anybody can get shot, get stabbed, get burnt to death, break your neck. All morbid things to think about, right? But they can happen to all of us. So I am a little more interested in some of the unique and horrifying ways that people in the MCU have died. So let's go ahead and look at the top 10 worst ways to die in the MCU. My number 10 is going to be a bit of a cheat. I'm going to say just all of the deaths that happened to the Illuminati and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You got Black Bolt's head exploding from the inside. You got Mr. Fantastic being unraveled. You've got Captain Carter getting cut in half. You got Captain Marvel getting crushed by a giant statue. They're all dead, and none of it looks very fun. Number 9 is going to be an accidental disintegration from Spider-Man Homecoming. Shocker makes Vulture upset. Vulture accidentally grabs a gun and shoots him with it and turns him into a pile of ash. The look of confusion on his face when it happens is the scariest part to me. The fact that you can do this on accident shouldn't be possible. At number 8, we have a classic going into the propeller of an aircraft. Captain America is fighting Hydra soldiers on a flying bomb, and what happens? This guy slides down the bomb into the propeller and is turned into a red mist. Not a good way to go, though hopefully at least pretty quick. Number 7 on our list, though, does not seem like a quick way to go, and that's space decompression that happens to the Ravengers in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. These are the guys who are staying loyal to Yondu. They get thrown out into space, and the way this guy's face puffs up and everything, it just, I don't know, he's so scared too. It just seems like a really, really awful way to go, especially being the last guy in line. You'd want to be the first one, right? You'd want to be the person who gets thrown out into space first. Number 6 is going to be from AntMan, and it's getting shrunk down in different pieces. Like, you're not coming back from this, right? If he shows up having been in the quantum realm or whatever, like, I'm gonna be like, no, that's not right. He's dead. Like, your arm shrinks like that, the rest of your body is big. This guy is totally dead. Number 5, we're gonna be actually looking at an MCU TV show from Hawkeye being eaten by an owl. At the big climactic fight at the end of Hawkeye, they use a special arrow to shrink down a truck, and then it is picked up by an owl and flown away. And you know that owl is not taking that truck to take care of it, raise it as its new baby or anything. Like, it's going to be eating those guys. Number 4 is your body not reacting well to Extremis in Iron Man 3. This treatment is used to fix lost appendages and to heal wounds, and that's all good when it works out, but it turns out it doesn't always work, and you got to keep taking the drugs. Otherwise, you turn into a walking bomb. And when we've all been sick, we've all felt what it's like to have a fever. But imagine a fever that gets so high that eventually you just explode. Number 3 on the list is going to be touching the Power Stone. Karina, the Collector's assistant, grabs this thing in a moment of desperation. But what happens to her? Well, she has this power that is able to destroy a whole planet, go just, through her. Her body starts to crack and energy is just like flowing out of her until, eventually she just blows up. Number 2 is also a little bit of a cheat, but I just wanted to put all of the different ways that Vision dies. He starts off the movie by getting stabbed. Then when everything seems lost and the only way to stop Thanos is to destroy the Mind Stone, Wanda uses all of her power to do that and blows up the love of her life. But then Thanos just reverses time, and he's already died once. Then Thanos picks him up. He just kind of digs the stone out of his forehead. Imagine getting a sliver out, but the person who's doing it is Thanos. And then after all that, he gets brought back and has to deal with the fact that he's not really him at all, but just some kind of weird construct that his girlfriend made up. And so, Vision, I'm just really sorry, and I hope to never go through all the things that you went through. Then my number 1 worst way to die in the MCU is going to be getting melted by the Grandmaster. This guy, he's real scared. Again, that always adds to it not being a way I'd want to die. And then he just turns into a big old gross pile of blue goo. And, everybody points out how gross it is, and it definitely looks gross and definitely seems very painful and just an awful way to go. So those are my top 10 worst ways to die in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All these are awful and make me think that, getting turned to dust would not have been the worst thing that could happen to you.